Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Relationship Smith Show. We've been away for 2 weeks. I hope you didn't miss us. We needed some time off for ourselves, for some camping, for relaxing, collecting our own brains. So thank you for bearing with us. We are live tonight with the creator of a new web series, Ian Gregory Trutt. I said that correct, right, Ian?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I get it right. Yeah, correct me at any point. And what we're going to talk about tonight is this series, Cam Girls, premieres August 5th on YouTube. Want to make sure I get it correct me. Like, I'm looking at you for cues in case I get it wrong. I try to memorize. I don't have notes. August 5th on YouTube. I've already signed up to watch the broadcast. I've seen the premiere. We'll get to that in a little bit. It's a fictionalized account of some of the, again, if I'm getting this wrong, of some of the things that Cam Girls may go through. And it looks like from the preview that it starts off from before day one, and we follow the character throughout the journey of this. I'm actually looking forward to it. The preview alone has sold me. I am, again, I've already subscribed. I'm going to be there for it. That looks great. So, Ian, before we get into showing the preview, we want to get some people clicking on and watching the streams. Again, we'll also edit this up into clips on YouTube, and we'll have a different viewership there on that, I'm sure. But let's get started with how did you get started with filmmaking? You're in Georgia, and I know a lot of great things get done and made in Georgia, including a favorite here, Archer. And we could even touch on some of the current strikes going on. But I want to know how you got started you've done playwriting. I assume we're not just going to start with filmmaking. How did you get started in the entertainment industry doing the things that you love doing?
Yeah, for me, I had always been interested in creative writing, and that took different forms. And then I studied playwriting in college, and then went on to get my MFA in screenwriting. And during that time, I ended up doing a lot of independent theater. So we would find different spaces and we would throw a script together and go and just put something up. So while, there's a handful of theaters in the community, sometimes it can be pretty insular or it can be expensive to rent a space. So we started doing a lot of this just guerrilla theater making. So we had a semi-horror show that took place in someone's basement. There was another show that we did in someone's backyard. We said, hey, can we use your backyard? And we put up an inflatable swimming pool and did a show in their yard.
You're invited over anytime. You want to expand to Pittsburgh? Come on up.
But yeah, so we did a lot of just site-specific work, and we were doing things just on the fly and on low budgets. I was like, sure, I could put together a show for $200. And that kind of expanded when I started leaning more into filmmaking. And I thought I would love to be in LA in a writer's room on a show or something like that. But right now, how do I get started? So I ended up doing Cam Girl, which became this really intense project in a short time frame. We shot the entire 9 episodes in about 9 or 10 days total. And
Are
the total run it is insane. I'm
going off your trailer alone. That does not look like quick work. That is well considered. I thought that just what I had seen took over a week to film.
It's insane. No, most people start filmmaking. They do, like a 10-minute short film is their first project, and their second project, and their third project. We jumped in with a 9-episode series that comes out to about an hour 45 of runtime for the whole season.
Oh man, I'm so happy for you. The quality, and I'm sure we'll touch on this later. Your lead is a superior actor. She's is amazing. Her comic timing, her delivery, everything about it. And I just want to stroke you a little bit. I used to do an independent film night, and I've watched and reviewed hundreds of movies, shorts, and I've put them on a screen in front of audiences in Pittsburgh. Yours would be on the top of the list of ones I'm proud to show. Honestly, just from what I've seen, it's really well done. That's why I was so excited after I saw it. I'm like, you guys are going to love this. This is amazing. So this you're already on the show. I don't have to suck up to you. It's that good. I hope other people I hope other people give it a shot. The trailer's what, 2 minutes? We'll
Not
show the
even,
whole thing
yeah.
here if you're okay with it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how did you come up with as you're going on in writing? How did you get here where you're like, I'm gonna do first off the concept that you came up with, and then how did you just like, all right, 9 episodes? Like what? How did that happen?
Well, I'd started because I kind of was just running in the same circles as a lot of these people. So when you're in the arts, you tend to run circles with like in the queer community and in like the sex positive community and things like that. So I was knowing, different sex workers. I was knowing cam girls. I was knowing burlesque performers. I was knowing, these people that were all using their sexuality to make money. And then I also was hearing the flip side and, some of the bad things they were encountering too. And so the thing that I realized though is when we see sex work in film, it's normally portrayed as either this glamorous thing, this OnlyFans girl who makes $8 million and, hits it big and this huge thing, or it's, oh, she's, forced into it and it's like human trafficking. And both of those things do exist, but there's so much of the in between that we don't talk about. Most people are just the demographic is largely middle class women who are just people and are just doing this on the side, and they sit down and they're on Twitter, they're on Reddit, at the computer doing social media, just as much if not more than actually stripping or doing anything sexual on cam. So I wanted to create something that showed a lot of the mundane side of it, and kind of have a little fun with it, because there's the highs and the lows, but there's also a lot of in the middle that people don't know about.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get into it later, but I couldn't imagine having, even at my peak physical form, having somebody look at my body and judge me for hours a day. And just that, like, no matter how perfect it is, even there's always somebody, your tits are too big, your ass is too saggy, you don't have the right meat mud flap on the butt, whatever. Like,
sorry, what was that again? I missed that. I was doing something
the mud
else.
Flap.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I heard that correctly.
What
I'm
do
going
you
to go back
call
to
it?
what I'm doing now.
No, what do you call it?
I don't know what you're referring to. Like, what do you
like the back of the butt where the butt cheek meets the leg, that curve?
Hold on,
what do you call it?
Notes here. The butt.
No. There's that area, the mud flap.
Yeah, that was like butt cleavage or something like that. I don't know. Like,
no, butt cleavage is where it meets in the middle, especially when they had the low pants and. Like,
okay, show me on this. Is the mud flap with us here in the room right now? Like.
Mud flap is going in season 2. That's
take it. I may have stolen it off a comedian in the 90s. I don't know. It came from somewhere. I did.
How specific. Oh, ask me why I'm wearing this sweater.
No, I've been using it for a long time, and I don't remember where it came from, so I probably saw it on an HBO special somewhere.
Gotcha.
And it's a perfectly usable word. It might even be George Carlin. Okay. So great concept, and you're absolutely right, because everything I've seen, or it's just a backwards ad to get people to like specific porn sites. Hey, we have all the cam girls, and this is what it's like behind the scenes. I love your take on it. Why did you go 9 episodes? Why isn't it a movie? Like, what was that like, I want to tell it like this? Did it just make sense that way? And you like, you know what? There's only one way to learn.
Yeah, I tend to write better in shorter form. That's the way that my mind works. So rather than a 2-hour film, my mind said, I know a story that takes 15 minutes here. I know a story that takes 9 minutes here.
Okay.
I know a story that takes 12 minutes here. And it kind of worked out in this way. And I was outlining it, and it became 8 episodes, then 10. And I kind of divvied it up and mixed it around. And we ended up with like 3 acts, basically. So episodes 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and 7 through 9 are essentially 3 acts of one whole story here.
That was convenient.
Okay.
Yeah, super awesome.
It worked out very well.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. What you could have done is mixed it all up, pieces like past and present, and then just like have some enigma ending. It's like, it's actually a mystery. It's not a comedy. Just throw people for a loop at the end.
I was thinking about doing like an Inception bit, but
yeah,
exactly.
It's
just spinning like a butt plug on like the stand, and you don't know if it's going to fall over or not,
And she pops it out, and you pay Nick Cage for a cameo. You mentioned something that's really interesting in this business, sex positive, that people know each other. And when trying to do my homework on you, you have done a show with Ruin Willow, who's just recently done our show.
Yes,
she's amazing, right?
I adore her. Isn't she wonderful?
I've one of the best interviews I've ever had. She doesn't shy away from anything. Just one of the best people. I can't wait to talk to her again and just see where she is, because just as she's been working, doing this current line of work outside of romance for 3 years, and she's everywhere. Yeah, and she's doing so many things. She's such a positive person to look at in
absolutely,
the industry.
Absolutely lovely to work with. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know of her before, or was this after you started doing Call Girls or promoting for it, or is this
Cam Girls?
Cam Girls, sorry.
Yeah, very different.
But do that one next.
But no, I didn't until I was in the middle of this, and I was kind of in the middle of promoting things and looking at things, and I just happened upon her and ended up being a good fit, and I to go on her show, and we talked for quite some time, and she is truly incredible and just really makes you feel very easy to talk to. Highly recommend listening to her.
Yeah, and if anybody's if you're interested in writing on any level, not just erotic or romance, listen to her story and listen to her, and I learned a lot from she's like, I just did it, and I found an audience, and then I started finding people who liked it and working with them, and just such a lesson that you can do it, like if you put the work into it. So, and I believe you're going to be that lesson as well. I think you're going to be much harder to get on our show after your next project. So don't forget about us when after the strike's over and like they're hiring you to lead.
Shit. I didn't even think about that. Oh my god.
We're going to touch on that. I was
you want to talk about that?
Oh boy, here we go.
So let me lead into this. I was going to do the trailer next, but let's go here.
Aha! Perfect time to freeze. Or was that just me? It's just me.
We're building tension. No, it's frozen for me too.
Yeah.
No, it's my Verizon, and I'm blaming Verizon. I hope the world sees this and just harasses Verizon, because I'm going to. So you're in Georgia, where there's a lot of independent film work that's done, and there's a lot of tax breaks for filmmakers. It is a very lively spot, and there's a lot of work going on. How has it impacted what's going on with you? Your show's already done, I believe, probably in the can or close to, and you're probably doing a lot of that work as well. Yeah. How has it impacted you? How is it impacting the next season? And how does it impact friendships? You probably have SAG members, or maybe some of your actors are. What's this doing for you or against you? Or how do you feel about it in general?
It's been a wild time. So the production that we had was we were slated to film initially in April of 2020, and then the craziest thing happened.
It's weird.
So
I don't remember. I didn't leave my house that year, so.
So we didn't start production for another year after, until spring of 21, and so it was already something that had been pushed back and delayed, and we were having issues, and then we had our ups and downs during the actual shooting, and then post-production took much longer than I thought to get it edited, and then I'm like, well, it's about time to get this thing out in the world, and then hey, we're all going on strike is the thing. So I was panicking, because I realized as I'm doing all my marketing for the premiere, I was like, okay, I got my stuff on YouTube, and I, submitted my stuff to Amazon. Oh no, I submitted my stuff to Amazon. So I reached out to the WGA directly and said, hey, I have a little tiny low budget show, and I submitted it through Amazon to see if they're going to take it. It hasn't come back yet. If it does come back, what do I do?
Yeah.
And they went ahead and made the recommendation not to release it yet. They said delay the release until after, just to be on, the right side of things. You don't want to, get blacklisted for
Sure.
something,
That's
just
the whole-
because
yeah.
someone sees, you were working with Amazon during the strike. So
Sure. Yeah. And they're the people that need this.
so that's been part of the reason that we're releasing on YouTube only.
Yeah, and Amazon's one of the big people that they need to adjust how they pay people for the work they do.
A little
in
bit.
these new contracts. Yeah. So
A little bit.
no, hopefully, Amazon, isn't a big fight for you. Like, hey, don't do that. And like, no, we need content. We're all out. Like,
no takesy backsies.
no takesy backsies. It's ours. We're showing it.
Yeah.
Actually, I might have another place once this is all done. To get this out there. I don't know if you ever heard of Typhoon. They're an independent channel out there, and
yeah, I think Ian might be frozen here.
yeah, it's just.
I think Jeff Bezos
Ian's
just
back.
heard what he said
back?
about Amazon.
There we go.
There he goes. Hey, he's back.
Yeah, I might have another place. So the good news is,
Back.
whenever all this is
Okay,
over,
I wasn't sure if I lost you or you lost me.
I think it was
we've
you on
always
that
been
time.
lost.
Yeah, it's we'll always blame Verizon.
Yeah. Or Jeff Bezos right now. Sorry, no, I shouldn't
Bezos.
do that. No. Sorry. Realizing I'm like taking shots and I shouldn't do that.
It's fine. You go after Jeff. He can handle it.
he's watching right now going, I don't find that amusing at all.
Yeah, so
Hey, camera's turn.
This is hilarious. Oh, golly.
Oh, there we go. Oh, and I'm back. I feel back.
I feel
I'm just gonna enter like 5 tickets with them and see which one works. As I was saying, we could harass Elon and just taunt him with the fact that a 70-pound Facebook nerd is gonna kick his ass in an MMA fight.
yes. Oh my god.
Sorry, I have feelings.
ridiculous.
I can't. Someday I hope to have $1 billion just to totally waste it all on my own ego. I'm fine with that. So what I would like to do is you're right there, John?
No, because I was gonna say I got this submarine, and then I was like, "Is that appropriate?" It's not appropriate, so let's just move on. So it was so inappropriate that it made Hammer freeze again. Are we being pranked today? Like this is, so
Verizon got word and they have shut him down.
Yeah,
I love Verizon, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Nerd from Facebook.
and we're using crypto to fund this show right now.
And AI is generated. I'm not even real. Let me go, guys. So what I was saying is the good news is you will already have something ready to go as soon as the strike's over. I think that's going to be great for you too. I know the YouTube exposure, but as soon as people are going to be starving for content at that point, because I don't think they're going to end it soon. And you'll be there. Like one of the first things people get to watch is already done and in the can, and not even in the can. It's in the booth. Is that the appropriate
it's
modern?
something like that. Yeah, I have a hard time
Ready to
keeping up with the slang of
There
it
you go.
too, but yeah. But
So with
yeah,
the dance-
it's exciting to be done.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to get it in front of more and more faces. Whatever gets it out there, that's awesome. Are we ready? Hopefully, even if I blink, it doesn't matter. Josh's connection sounds good. Actually, did you upload the clip? Can we watch the clip now? The trailer. I say go for the final trailer.
Let's go. I'm excited.
Dude, I know you didn't have time to watch it before. I think you're gonna watch his face when we get back.
I was like, I already could tell, like, yeah, this is something I have a few friends I'm going to be talking about this with, this specific episode.
You did have one small concern with the trailer.
There's a toy on a cupboard on top of a desk, I think, at one point.
Is it a bong?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a bong.
It's
Hammer.
Yeah,
It's a
assume
bong.
on it.
Oh, it's just a
It's a
action
bong
figure.
hammer. Yes.
Yes.
It's a bong.
Action figure bong. But I'm assuming if you're going to put it on a YouTube show, if you know that,
Yeah, is the trailer on YouTube?
It is. It's age restricted on the platform. So
Are we
we're
age restricted?
Yeah, we are. We are adult.
Josh, just say YOLO and go with it. By the way,
Go with it.
I've been wrong 5 out of 5 times. Do not listen to any of my advice. I got us kicked off of YouTube once. That was great. Oh, Amber froze again. Natalie. This is the greatest show ever. If you don't laugh.
The final
Yeah.
episode of the relationship, Smith. After
No,
this really-
no. The final one at
after
my
the
house.
trailer drops.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's see what happens. We'll see if any streams get dropped.
Let's go.
Thank you
Josh,
for that,
what the-
Cartoon Josh.
Okay, you said so.
Rule number 1 of capitalism.
Boom!
According to
Yes!
never do anything for free.
Oh, fuck.
I use my internet.
So you can
Oh,
see how wet I am, Daddy.
Rule number 2 is that sex sells.
Give me your money, you filthy pay pig.
What about cam girls?
Cam girls?
They want to pay money to see you. Morning, Chad.
Are you a cam girl?
Don't you do it, motherfucker, don't you?
It is not that flat.
Now, repeat after me. I am a cam girl.
I am.
dude, right? That's
Dude.
quality.
That was excellent.
It really is. It's yeah. If we get a chance, the trailer will show a little bit more. Not the trailer. The you had a scene of. I saw a clip and I can't remember which one it was, but basically it's the scene with the flat ass where she's talking to somebody for the first time. I guess day one.
Yes. Yeah.
If we can get that one up, I'm all for it. I believe. Is this you, Zaz? Or is this Josh?
Yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm not as good as Josh, guys. It's my apologies.
It's all right. We still love you.
Thanks.
Did you? So, Ian, how long did it take you to edit all this up? And at least I can't imagine you have that much footage, and I've done editing to have that much footage in front of you and just like that work. How long did that take?
Oh, well over a year. I mean, well over.
Jeez.
Back, and then person drops out. Second editor goes out, things drop out. So it was a long time of nothing actually being edited, and then we got into the actual process. And once it was going along pretty good. But like you said, it's an insane amount of footage, an insane amount of audio sources. There were times that we have 3 different lavaliers hooked up to the main trio, plus our boom, and we're doing a few multiple takes per thing. So it's hours and hours of footage and just a whole hard drive full of stuff that just takes so much time just to organize, much less to actually go through and edit. So we actually didn't finish editing until recently. And then every time you think it's done, every time you hit export, there's a guarantee that there's one more thing that needed to be fixed and you didn't see it the first time in Premiere. So I think I've re-exported the series about 4 times in the last
I know that
month,
feeling.
just this last minute touches.
I know that feeling while editing what's less than a 1-minute clip. I'm like, oh, I forgot to roll the sound right there, and I wanted to do this, and oh, that looks like crap. I need to take a second out and squish it this way. But if I squish it this way, then then you're in it for another hour, and then you finish it, and you're like, oh, look at this, and somebody points out, did you want that UFO in the window? What? Yeah, all that fun stuff. Listen, it looks great. It really does. Josh is back. Josh, can we play? Look at that. Jeez.
Oh, look at that.
Can you play? Yeah, let's leave that up for a while. Can you play
Admire
one of the... As we should. You did something incredibly hard. Just incredibly hard. The writing sometimes, like for me, and I've never finished a project anywhere near this, writing can sometimes be the easiest part, but then like getting it to look like you want it to look, sound like it, and all the things. I admire your work ethic. Like that's how I know like this is the start of something big for you. So, and Samantha too. You're like I said, your lead is amazing.
She is truly incredible. I was so blown away by her. There are scenes in the script. There's a montage in episode 2 that just says something like she tries on different outfits in her closet. It's like 2 lines, and she improvises dialogue for every single outfit that she puts on. So when you watch that scene in episode 2, not a single word of that is scripted. It's just her going at it, and she gives 110% the entire time. I'm amazed at her comedic timing is phenomenal.
I agree. Josh, do we have that? Can we do the other clip?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one it was called.
Hi.
Yep. This
Probably
is it.
like the
User
1 minute clip. Yeah.
Underscore.
Timing.
Fuck. How are you? Oh. Right, I guess not. So what do you like? Very cool. Very cool. Do you want to do a private? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, all right.
Oh my
Maybe it's not that flat.
Right. Your writing is amazing, by the way. One thing I do have to ask you, and yes, this is leading somewhere. Did you consult with anybody in writing this? Because it looks like something that absolutely happened. On someone's first day.
I definitely was pulling from a lot of stories and input that I've had from online sex workers. So it is definitely a show that is made not in a vacuum and not just my own personal brain being like, this is what I think happens in this world. You know, this is things that are directly pulled from people I know and who are kind enough to share with us. So there's so many absurd stories that a season 2 would have as well that I couldn't fit into here, but just the weird ways that people talk and ask for things and what they want that are not even sexual, just bizarre things. You know, I can't even begin to talk about, but I was very fortunate to have lots of input on here.
Would you mind if we brought an actual cam girl into the conversation?
That would be lovely.
I think you know her.
Love that.
I think you know her. Here is a surprise for everybody. Not so much. Zaz has said her name a few times. Natalie, welcome to the show. Yay. We're setting up. Okay, there we go.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for putting up with all the technical difficulties and all the fun we're going to have as I blink out or somebody freezes. Welcome to the internet. So you're a cam girl. Can you tell us about your site? How do people find you?
I'm just happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here. So when you saw that clip, did it echo? did it feel like this absolutely happened? Because to me it did, and I'm not a cam girl.
It hit home. Yeah, no, it hit home for sure. He did a really good job of portraying what it's actually like, because you see so many of these people online who are like, I made $5,000 in my first month on OnlyFans, which I'm sure there's some people who do. That's great, but that is not the case for everybody, and a lot of people don't realize that. So it's nice to see it portrayed the way it actually is.
Like I thought I was into you, but I'm not. Like, yeah. No, like I couldn't handle that judgment. It's a lot to take.
Yeah,
so your ego has to be strong. I don't mean that in a big way, like you think you're something you're not. I mean, you have to be able to take it from strangers. And you're like,
For sure.
I couldn't do it. I don't have the strength for that.
It gives you thicker skin.
So how did you get started? What was your life like before you started online work? How did you decide to get here, and what was your first day like?
Yeah, so I've always been a very creative person, and I've also always been like a very sex positive person. So I felt like online sex work was the place where those two interests intersected. So I decided, you know what, this is something I would like to do. My partner was very supportive. He was cheering me on the whole time.
That's awesome.
And I hopped on and I just went for it. I dove in. I did a lot of research beforehand, watching people on YouTube, listening to podcasts, seeing what people had to say. But I had a lot of support from the get-go, and I went for it.
So podcasting, you mentioned, there's podcast support, like to kind of outline what to do or stories. No, we're not acknowledging that that's happening right now, Hammer.
You're getting close to that's happening. You could even ask your own question if it's time. I do want to get into the partner and you starting with a partner, because I find that fascinating. Ian, your character starts off on day one, and she has a partner as well. Was that something difficult to write, or did you reach out to Natalie or people like Natalie and say, how does that work? Because I'm about to ask that very same question. I'm wondering how you got there.
I got there because I dated someone who did it, and that is a personal experience. So I knew firsthand what it was like for someone to say, hey, this is a thing that I want to start doing. And I took it better than he does in the show, because it's not as dramatic if he's just, super on board the entire time.
Do it.
But it is partially based. That part is actually, his character is essentially me. So yeah, her boyfriend in the show is largely based on me myself. So that was just part of the conversation, and it's one of those things that you gotta get cool with it, or you gotta get out. Like if it's not for you, don't don't be crappy and waste.
Don't pretend.
That person's time. Don't pretend and then make it a huge deal. Blowout fight later. Like it's something you have to be upfront about, and you either are okay with it or you're not.
Yeah. You cannot fake it going into anything that is not standard monogamy. with very few kinks, like even with a minor kink, something semi that everybody thinks is normal, and I think most kinks are normal, to be fair. The lesser ones, like I like to wear socks in bed, whatever it might be. I think you still have to have a partner that's on board with what you're into, and that includes the job you do sometimes. So Natalie, the question I'm leading into. Do you only work solo online, or are there other people involved? And how did that conversation come up? Limits and all that agreements you might have. I'm assuming
I do most of my work online. I'm actually polyamorous. So some of my partners are into it, like they're fine with participating. Others, not so much. They don't quite like to be in front of the camera. So I'm lucky in that, like, I can have a co-star sometimes if I want to, but I do most of it on my own.
Okay. And it has, so is this would you say in a sexual way that is it improved your
sexually? I mean, yeah, like there's always sort of this thing of like, you love to have your partner on display. Some people are really into that, it's like, oh, I get to show off my partner. I get to have her on display. I've even posted photos sometimes, and my partner will text me and be like, wear that this weekend when you come over. So
that is so awesome.
It's
hey, if it works, it works.
It makes things more creative for sure. It works.
Absolutely.
And they get sneak peeks of things before I post them and stuff like that. So it could definitely make it more fun.
Okay. Ian, how do you we'll come back to it.
Hey, well, Hammer's frozen. Could I ask you both? So Hammer met one of you through the other. How do you guys know each other? Did you guys consult on this movie together? Was that how you guys met?
Yeah, it just kind of was part of the process of me reaching out and learning and being in the community and following lots of sex workers on Twitter and going to things and asking questions, and one thing led to another, and I think I just bumped into Nat at some point, and we got to talking, and then we got to be friends too, on top of just actually talking about like, what's your weird stories, like what's this actually like, and now we're
awesome.
like, oh, like we should play D&D together at some point, like
Heck yeah.
That is awesome.
Natalie, you're a D&D nerd too?
This is the greatest
I
day
am,
ever,
it's true.
outside of your freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Total-
the freak is awesome.
Oh no.
No, we're all D&D nerds here. That's awesome. I think
Yeah.
more people like it than the world knows. It's a common thread. Thank you, Josh, for
Totally.
filling in for me there. The next question I had is kind of for both of you. Ian, in your movie or in your series, your main character has a best friend. Natalie, you have friends. I'd like to start with Ian. How did you, and based on, did I freeze again?
No, you're phrasing
No,
that.
we're
Natalie, you have friends. It's like, can you?
Yeah.
a bold
I tried to lead
assumption,
it- I
you
tried to
know,
lead
that-
to the
How do
same.
you know I have friends?
I stalk
like-
you. I stalk
on-
you. I'm actually right behind you.
we're bringing
think I
that
would-
on right now.
Yeah, we have established you have at least one friend, so that's a good start.
That's true.
I do want to play a game of D&D by myself just to see how that goes, though. I think it'd be
How
really
would that
fascinating.
go? How could you possibly make that work?
Okay, so I know what we're doing this weekend. All right, so
Ian, your characters are based. Let's go with this. How did your friends handle your relationship with someone in the online adult industry? How did you handle? How did that impact everything? And then even in the character in the movie that helped you inform.
I think the big thing is you kind of usually know how they're going to react before you tell them. So I think a lot of things that was happening with her was deciding who to tell, that who you can share it with. And it's kind of like, a lawyer, don't ask a question you don't know the answer to, don't tell someone, that you're a cam girl if you don't know that they're going to be supportive right off the bat. So we never had any issues, where she was, telling someone and then they, betrayed her confidence or anything like that, just because she was very careful about who she told. So surrounding yourself with people that where they're going to stand on things goes a long way. Though, of course, you never know. Some people have secret sides to them, and some people will blow up on you. But just being mindful of that definitely helps.
Okay, and Natalie, how did you go about it? Tell us how you your thoughts when you were telling friends and deciding who to tell, and then how it eventually worked out. Did you lose anybody? That sort of thing.
Haven't lost anybody yet. Knock on wood. I need
Awesome.
some wood to knock on here, but I've been very lucky. But I've also, like Ian said, I've been selective in who I've told. If people find out on their own, I don't care. But there are certain people who I'm not going to volunteer information to. So I told some of my close friends, and they were so supportive. I was very lucky.
That's awesome.
They were like, yes, get it. So I've even inspired a few of my friends to start doing it for themselves. So I'm not sure if that makes me a good influence or not, but
if I didn't want to
Sounds like
associate with anybody who wanted to see this, I don't want them in my life. If you want to see this, we're not friends.
right, exactly. We don't need the
I would totally do
negativity.
Well, I'm just realistic about me. I totally get it, and I would support any of my friends who want to get involved. I'm like, yes, if people want to pay you to do something you're comfortable with, do something you're comfortable with.
I specifically want to be a FinDom, but only with Josh. I
Exactly.
just want Josh to give me money. That's my thing. God damn it, Josh! How did you do that? That is a skill.
It's a hot button, I promise you.
It is so quick. I can't make a Josh joke without that happening immediately. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going back to the background.
That's all right. You may fade. So I think it's awesome. You didn't lose friends. I'm sure it happens to some people. I'm going to ask you one more question, friend related. Have you had anybody like say from high school or that you really didn't like just show up and be creepy? Like unexpected. Hey, I heard you do this. Here's $10. I want to see your
No,
butthole.
I've had people. Yeah. No, surprisingly, not yet. I
Even
mean,
better.
I've had people, be weird and stuff and be like really pressing, just wanting to know where I'm from. Like I'll be like, "Oh, Canada," and then they'll be like, "But where? Like what
Oh
city,
my
what
God.
community,
I
where?"
didn't even think about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Some people just kind of don't know when to back off. Yeah, no, it's
So-
yeah. Like I'll narrow it down to the country, but that's about it. And some people they'll press, but I haven't had anybody be like super creepy yet. I've been very lucky in that sense.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah.
Ian, do you have anybody super creepy showing up in this series or any plans? Like, I'm just curious, like how somebody would react to that. Not adversity necessarily. Hopefully not like they show up at the house, but like that awkward situation of you don't want to be mean, but you also don't want them involved.
Well, the trailer does not show. There is, I said we're focusing on a lot of in between, but we're doing highs and lows as well. So there is a character who will be providing some of the lows of this, and a very antagonistic role that I haven't given away too much of. Hopefully,
Okay,
so,
nope. Let's not go there then. Let's.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to break things. No, I'm fascinated by the whole life cycle of this. It's new, and I haven't seen a lot of people really talk about it. And I'm glad you're taking an honest yet humorous approach at it. And I'm glad, Natalie, you're here to tell us the day to day. So on the day to day, how many hours a day or a week would you say you're on cam versus how many hours a day would you say you're not on cam and you're just doing the social media stuff?
Honestly, a very small portion of it is putting on lingerie, getting in front of a camera, and doing my thing. A lot of it is the behind the scenes, and that's the part, like I said, that people don't talk about. It's the marketing, it's the promotion, it's knowing what hashtags to use and what platforms are friendly towards sex workers, which ones are not so much.
None.
And which one's
A
changing
lot of
immediately?
stuff like that. It's a lot of research behind the scenes. It's
Yeah, what's Reddit going to allow today?
which one? Sorry.
What's Reddit going to allow today?
Yeah.
And then
You broke
tomorrow
up
they
there.
change it.
Yeah.
Reddit.
Good,
You know
Jess.
what? Reddit is actually really good. It's a little oversaturated, but Reddit is good for promotion. So is Twitter, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
think-
Reddit and Twitter, how can people find you on the your preferred platform?
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter at Nat Aubergine. It's the word eggplant in French, if that helps. And I'm on Reddit at Natalie Aubergine as well. So you'll find me there. I also have a podcast, Nat After Hours. You can find it wherever you find your podcasts.
We should have opened with that.
We should,
that is
yeah.
going. Yeah, I am picking that up. Nat After Hours.
Good name,
And
too. Yeah.
if you ever want us on your show for whatever reasons, I volunteer these other two all the time, and nobody takes me up on it. But I'll do your show if you want me
Please-
as well.
Please stop
Gladly.
doing that. Nat After Hours, you said?
Little switcheroo. Love it.
All right.
I love
Nat
doing other
After
people's
Hours.
shows. I love the community helping each other, and we're fortunate to have some of the best guests so early on in what this show's doing, including you two. Absolutely, this is a great show. I'm really enjoying it. Ian, I want to get back to you real quick. What does your next couple months look like? I know it's hard to tell with the strike and everything going on, but let's assume the strike is settled at the end of this month. And also, I know you're probably working on other stuff or getting ready to work on stuff as allowed next season, or what do you have going on next, do you think?
So we have the we're doing a premiere party in Atlanta, of course. So if anyone's in the area, do look into that. You can come. So we have that on August 5th. It's the same day as the premiere when it drops on YouTube, and it's a whole thing there, red carpet, full thing.
Wow.
And then after that, I get a few weeks off, and then I'm going to Dragon Con. So I'm letting my nerdy side take over for a little bit, and I get to go
You have to.
have fun, wear costumes, drink, and be in a hotel for 5 days. So that's my kind of show release honeymoon for me. That's where I'll be.
That's awesome. No, I've never been to Dragon Con. I've been to many cons, but that is one I do want to see someday. I've seen a lot of videos of it, and I want to go.
Definitely worth coming out to. But yeah, so doing a few conventions, and then I'll be at Colossal Con like the weekend after, which is a water park themed one, which is really cool.
Where's that?
What in the
They
world?
have. I know. Okay, so they have like 4 different events that they do. It's like one in Ohio, one in Texas, one in Pennsylvania, and one in like Wisconsin.
Let's go.
Yeah. And
All right,
they're
one
water
of us
park
lives in
ones.
Texas, 2 of us live in Pennsylvania near Ohio. So,
You can do it.
what's this called again?
Colossal Con.
One of us will be at one of those.
I want to do this more than I want to breathe fresh air. We need to go right now. Ian, Natalie, pack up. Hammer, go fuck yourself. Josh, I hate you. Bye. Let's go. I'm out.
Oh, we lost the show again. I do have a question. I'm sure Josh has probably thought this. If I know Josh well enough, have you two played Dungeons and Dragons together yet?
Not yet. We've been talking about
I don't know
it.
what Ian is waiting for, really.
I know. We were talking, and that was one of the first things we bonded over. Was I am supposed to run at some point a D&D campaign for just sex workers. So maybe
I will
once
watch
this
that.
all wraps
Make that a
Yeah.
streaming show. Yeah, I haven't seen a really good Dungeons and Dragons streaming show since Whitest Kids You Know. I don't know if you watched any of it.
That's
It
a skit
was
comedy show. Yeah.
God, a while ago. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Hammer froze. I'm saying this. If you pull that off, let me know. I'm subbing. I will donate. I want to see that happen. That would be hilarious and awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the next thing.
A sex worker, because I want in.
Ian, we have to do this. This is amazing promo.
All right. It's official.
Yeah.
We can use this clip now.
I'm dead serious, especially with Hammer just frozen like that. That is beautiful. Oh, you took him off, or did he just leave? I think
this
you
is the
finally
official
had it.
announcement.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he really is like poor Hammer, especially.
He dropped out. I can see that in Pittsburgh right now. It is pretty awful outside. So.
Oh, you guys getting the weather, as we call it? I don't know what that means. I don't know who we is, but apparently that's what we call it. So, no, I'm dead serious.
He messed up our whole setup here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate everybody's patience with Bill Verizon. He's been really yucking it up with everybody's connections, but kind of spinning back to it. I'm not going to let this go. You guys, anybody, I'm dead serious. Anybody does a sex worker D&D, please let us know. We will, like I said, we will just sit like flies on the wall and watch because we are those nerds. So. Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have done it like on stream or recorded it before. I don't know how deep into that you went, but I always want to see, and not enough people do this. I feel the setup when they're rolling for the characters at the beginning. Like I want to see that. That's always fun. And, I don't feel like enough people do that during their setup phase. Online.
Yeah, just stream session 0.
Yeah.
When you roll and then you kind of look to see if anybody's looking, and then you just turn it to a better number. Is that what you're saying, Josh? Nobody does that.
That's why we did it on stream, even if it was just for ourselves.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you're a white rabbit or whatever that's very tiny and terrible at everything.
Yeah, the second one that we were doing, Hammer mentioned, was somebody on Kickstarter rebooted the old Ninja Turtles role-playing game, which was actually the first thing they ever did. and but somebody on Kickstarter did it, and we backed it, and so we were using that to jump off of.
Yeah.
And it very loosely connected to the other one he mentioned. So
Yeah.
we're have to get back into, but
The storm knocked out my internet completely. I think that's what was going on most of the night. But yeah, I don't anticipate it staying long. Thank you for wrapping it up, everybody. I wanted to jump on while I still could to say thank you for being here. I apologize for the mess. I promise we're going to have some nicely edited videos that are going to be worth showing off from your time here.
Natalie, Ian, and I are besties. So
I know you are. You're going to go to Colossal Con without me.
I'm super excited.
Oh yeah.
So while it still lets me, I would love to get it. I would love to watch a D&D stream like that. Just please make it happen. Or we should make it our own D&D, like with Monster of the Week, about online sex workers, OnlyFans.
Yes. All right. So back to what I was saying. What he has to say is not nearly as important as I was saying. Just kidding.
Are you guys familiar with Thirsty Sword Lesbians, though, as a TTRPG? Because that could also be pretty effective.
No, but I'd very much like to be.
I am writing that down faster than anything.
Great.
Yeah, Thirsty Sword
steal an
Lesbians is it's similar to it's a Powered by the Apocalypse game. So all the things you're used to from Monster of the Week, but it's skinned as lots of social interaction, seduce every NPC, seduce your other players, seduce the game master.
So normal.
It
Got
is
it. Cool.
it is yeah. So it's like just playing. It's like all bards. So that is
It's
also
awful.
a valid game, I think.
Yeah.
It reminded me, just like not necessarily the rules wise, but like this high social interaction with Paranoia. I don't know if you ever played it from the early 80s, I think. It was very much built on you messing with other players. And I loved it. And NPCs, which you mostly just killed. So, hey, listen, guys, I want to thank you. Natalie, let's get you another plug up there to get people enjoying your site. And anything special you want to your specialties, reasons why people should come to you besides, you're fucking gorgeous. Whatever you want to say, let's get people to your site.
Yeah, Twitter at Nat Aubergine, OnlyFans Nat The Brat 69. You can find me on there. It's super fun. I'm people tell me they enjoy it. So I feel like you would too. Why not come over, join the party?
I've never paid for an OnlyFans, but I might just for you. We're doing our show.
Good person to start with.
Yeah.
Too awesome. All right, guys.
And Ian, again, let's get another plug out. Let's put that screen up, Josh. Just a little. There we go.
Hey, look at that. Look at that mug there.
That's a great photo, though. Good job. And I do want to say again, you've done the show. I have no reason to suck up with you. I love what I saw. I think it's going to be amazing. I for real can't wait to see where this goes and where you go with it.
Yeah, thanks. Feel free, you guys. My main website is just my name, so iantrutt.com, and that'll have all the links there. And hopefully, we'll see some folks on YouTube.
Thank you, Rudy. I hope we can get you back on hopefully a night to catch up, see where everything's going. I'd love to talk with you again. You have more of a fascinating story about yourself, and I do want to dig into it. I don't know it. I know you have one though. Like I want to find out how your relationship with your model friend, how that is going or went. So I want to catch up on that. Save it for later. Let's dig into it. And we didn't even talk about if that's okay or not. But I do want to get you back, and hopefully we'll also have better experience with all the technology as well. And Natalie, you as well. I'm going to put you on the friends of the show list because I think it would be really, really fantastic to follow you as you go through this and as you grow. And you guys are both established. I'm not saying you're nobody. Like as you grow even bigger and things get better, I really want to see where this all lands.
You guys have both been awesome. Thanks very much for coming on.
Thank you, guys. This has been a lot of fun despite all the chaos.
No,
Thank you for
and now
having
it's
us.
stable, of course, at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's end the broadcast here just so we don't have more to edit than we need. And we've been on here an hour. And if you guys, sorry, we didn't have a chance to have too many people or anybody call in. We just kept talking. So
that's on me. I was
too busy laughing. You need
yes,
it.
I know.
Yeah, the next show, is probably going to be all call in. So I want to get back to actually answering questions on Reddit. So we'll see everybody next week. You two stick around. We're going to end the broadcast now.
Bye.
Have a great day, everybody. Stay strong.